You know what just annoys me? Is when people claim to be child free and they sound more childless than child free.
I am sick and tired of grown ass women on the internet saying that they're childless. I don't understand. No one cares. Like, no one cares. And it's like grown women, like in their 30s and 40s.
Why do people put others down for the choices that they make? In my opinion, I think that people who are child free by choice and the parents who get upset that we made that choice, most of them are just jealous. Point blank, period.
I'm a 30-year-old woman who does not have children. Gasp. I don't want children. I am so perfectly happy, I promise.
I've escaped 80% of life's problems by not having children.
Because I fear that the childless women are correct. The women with the children, some of you did not want them kids. Y'all did not want them babies.
Hello everybody, how are you all doing? I feel like we need to talk. Why are some moms coming for some child-free women in the comment section? As a mother myself, I don't get it. Why the hate, the judgment, the guilt tripping, the you regret it comments? It's unnecessary and honestly a little embarrassing. Now, in today's video, we're going to be looking at how some moms are actually coming for women that have decided to make the life choice of not being a mother. It has been everywhere on my feed, on my TikTok, and I'm seeing child-free women responding to the moms that are always attacking them on their comment section. And in today's video, that is what we're going to be looking at. And before we get right into the video, if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing, and don't forget to leave what you think about this whole thing in the comments. Okay, all right guys, without wasting too much time, let's get right into this video.
Why are mothers so triggered by people that don't want kids?
I think it's because it stings some of us who have decided to be mothers when we think about what was the real reason why we wanted to be a mother. For many of us, it's because, at least for a person like me, it was because I sought identity. I sought identity that was acceptable, cared for, supported, and affirmed by the greater society. Because all the things that I was, in my mind, was not. I'm a child who grew up in significant childhood trauma and poverty, a person who had an absent father, a person who ended up in foster care and aged out, a person of color, a brown person, a brown girl. And to me, those identities weren't of any worth or any of value. So I thought, well, if I'm a mother, now I'm something to be proud of. Now I'm something that people will admire and people will respect and people will affirm. But when you get into the actual day-to-day life of being a mother and you realize how no one cares how you feel, when you realize how much work it is, when you realize how selfless you have to be, how self disappears, who you are as a person disappears, and the society doesn't value you, and you're not even sometimes valued in your own home, then you look back at those women or people who say they didn't want to have kids, and then you realize, those people had a sense of self. The identities and who they are as a person, they know. And they don't need to go and find an identity or find a label to put on themselves to be acceptable, because they're acceptable and okay just as they are. And when you're in the midst of it and you look at it, it stings. It stings because you realize you didn't have a sense of self. And remember, you can feel this way and still love being a mother. You can feel this way and still love your children very much.
Yeah.
But there is a mourning and regret you feel about how you disregarded yourself, hoping to find an identity that would be accepted and affirmed by others, instead of realizing that who you are just as a human being, as a woman, as a person, is okay.
Okay, so I like the fact that she explained this in a very mature way, in a very reasonable way, because some of the videos I saw about this before even coming to make this video just made me wonder, like, why the hate? But yes, let's go right into the next video.
I am sick and tired of grown-ass women on the internet saying that they're childless. I don't understand. No one cares. Like, no one cares. And it's like grown women, like in their 30s and 40s. Why are you saying you're childless? Are you trying to say you're better than mothers? Like, what are you trying to say?
But that's not what they're trying
I
to
don't
say.
understand. Like, they're saying it. You know what? Oh my God, I just realized. They're saying it because they're advertising to the male species. That's what it is. My bad. Sorry guys. I'm gonna be quiet about the situation now because, yeah, that makes sense.
First off, they are not saying this to annoy moms. I don't think that's why they're saying this. And she said they're saying this to advertise to the male species. What? Why? So somebody cannot just come here and dance. It's actually a dance trend on TikTok where they just do 21 with no key string. Like, somebody cannot just come here and dance in peace without other people thinking otherwise. Wow.
You know what just annoys me? Is when people claim to be child free and they sound more childless than child free. All they talk about is how they don't ever want children. Oh, children this. Oh gosh, a mom in the airplane with her child that was screaming. Oh, I'm going to Disneyland without a child. Like, why do you sound more childless than child free? Why are children your main topic if you are child free? If you don't want them?
Let's break this down, because women, whether we have kids or not, should not be tearing each other down over life choices.
I don't normally respond to negativity, but I'm about to go into work and I'm already in a really bad mood, so I'm going to do it today. This trend right here is proof of why a lot of child-free people find people with children insufferable, because y'all are the thieves of all joy. Y'all are the thieves of all joy. If it does not have to do with you or your kids, you make it a problem. Because why was I seeing comments on my video before I blocked these people of people with children accusing me of being infertile, of having a lot of abortions, of not having any man want to even have kids with me in the first place, for hating children? Like, what are we even talking about? Sounding like a whole lot of projection and assumptions. And you know what they say about assumptions? They make an ass out of you. And I'm about to make some of y'all look like a real donkey today. Because nowhere in any of the videos I've seen of this trend is anybody even saying anything. They're just being happy that they don't have kids at XYZ age. And y'all are assuming that they hate children. You are assuming that they can't have children. You are assuming that they don't want children. And all of that was not said anywhere in the video, nor was it implied. Y'all are projecting. I love children. You know why I'm celebrating not having kids at 31? Because I didn't want to have kids till I was 35. So I'm sticking to my plan. I'm achieving my goals. Oh, that's something to celebrate. Let's turn this back around on y'all, because a lot of you want to use the Bible as a means for shaming women in these comment sections, me in particular, saying that the Lord says be fruitful and multiply. The Lord said be fruitful and multiply. You're not doing that. Well, you know what the Lord also probably implied with that? That you be fruitful and multiply in a healthy, happy home. I don't think anywhere in the Bible did the Lord said be fruitful and multiply and make a bunch of little broken homes. How about that? Or talking about, I may be in a bad situation, but my kids make everything better. So you had children and you're in a bad situation, and your children have to be in that bad situation with you for what? For why? You had kids just to make them miserable too? That is nasty work, and you're going to hell for it. Again, whether y'all decide to have children or not is none of my business. I only care about what me, myself, and I am doing. And me, myself, and I are happy with my decision to not have children until I am fully prepared to the best of my ability to do so. I will have a man. I will have a ring on this finger. And I will have enough money to at least get myself started to make sure we are comfortable when little baby girl gets here. Because that's what I want. I want a baby girl. So the rest of y'all can shut up. Because clearly your life decisions have made you miserable. But that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Actually, lately, I've been seeing more and more posts from child-free women just minding their business in the 21 with no kids trend. And here come some moms in the comments saying things like, you've changed your mind. Trust me, you don't know real love until you have kids. Who's going to take care of you when you get old? The craziest part is that some of these comments sound exactly like what people used to say to us before we had kids. And we definitely know that we did not like it. So why is saying it to other women? Like, why turn around and do it to other women?
Parents who are mad at child-free content on here are actually just mad at themselves, because that content is a reminder that they had another choice. And that can be extremely triggering, especially for women who are realizing that motherhood is not what they were promised. So to already feel this way and then come on here and see women actively avoiding the lifestyle decision that they made is jarring, because one, it feeds into this already existing insecurity that they have, and two, it is not giving them that external validation that they believed that they were going to receive once they started having kids. Child-free women will always be a threat to the message that a woman's main purpose in life is to have children. And this message is so deeply ingrained into our society that it does take an immense amount of effort, critical thinking, intention, and research and courage to challenge whether you as an individual want that for yourselves. And the majority of child-free women have done this. They have reflected on what motherhood could look like for them, and they have decided that it is not for them and that that path is not right for them, despite the repercussions, such as people online being upset with their decision. I will say this time and time again. It is not enough to have kids simply because you were taught to want kids, because the people around you are having kids and you want to fit in, because you think the aesthetic is cute, because you think it is the next step in your life. Having a child, motherhood, those things are going to irrevocably change your life. Do your research and check in on yourself before making such a big and permanent decision, because you deserve to create a life that reflects exactly what you want to do and what you want from it.
Look, I get it. Motherhood is life-changing. Trust me when I say that. It's exhausting. It's rewarding. And it's full of moments that make you wonder how you ever lived without your child. But just because that's my truth doesn't mean it has to be someone else's truth.
Never once in my life ever had baby fever, because I don't just see a baby. I see a lifetime commitment. And as a child-free woman, I don't want that lifetime commitment. I don't want the responsibility of having to raise a human into a productive member of society. I don't want that. I think the term baby fever really shows that a majority of people don't think about the child past the baby stage. And honestly, the baby stage doesn't even last that long. And I'm not saying that I hate kids, because that's a very common misconception about child-free people, child-free women specifically, is that because we do not want to have and raise a child, we must hate children. When that's actually not true at all. I don't hate kids, and I don't understand why people keep saying that I do. I am perfectly content in just being the child-free auntie. Like, I have 3 nieces and a nephew. I love them all more than anything. I will gladly catch a body for them. I will catch a case for them. I will go to jail for them and smile on my mugshot. And they all know this. But when they all start to get a little cranky and they start crying, oh, I'm sorry, baby. It's time for auntie to go home. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. A woman choosing to live a child-free life is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And just because we are choosing to live a child-free life, it doesn't mean that we don't think that you should have a baby. If you want to have kids, good for you. Go have kids. Go have as many kids as you want. Genuinely, bestie, I love that for you. I just want the same energy in return. I want you to be happy for me with the life that I have chosen, just like I'm happy for you in the life that you have chosen. And that is why I make the content that I make, because I want other child-free women to see my content and realize, despite what society says about me and says to me, there's nothing wrong with choosing not to have kids.
Some women genuinely don't want kids. And you know what? That's okay. Having kids is a huge responsibility. Why would we pressure someone into something so permanent?
The women with kids are mad. Not all the women, but the women who regret their kids and their decision, they're mad. They mad at the childless women who are participating in the Jacquees Challenge, where they bragging about having no kids. Why exactly, if you proud and happy to have your kids, would you be upset because women are bragging about not having kids?
Exactly.
That doesn't make sense. But I'm going to ask you this. Why is it that as soon as you hear that a woman ain't got no kids, you jump immediately to she got some type of health condition where she can't have kids, or that she had a bunch of asmortions. Why can't it just be she protects her body better than you did? I know that's scary. I know that's a hard pill to swallow, that you was just out here letting dudes just dump off in you, right? You just be letting them do whatever they want to. But then there's women who won't. I know, Pookeisha. There's girls who won't sleep around with a bunch of different men. And then there's girls who use protection. They get on birth control. They do whatever they have to do to make sure Pookie don't get them pregnant. You, on the other hand, played stupid games and won stupid prizes, right? But now you're mad. Whose fault is that? That you trusted your body and put it in the hands of some loser man, and now you stuck with a baby that you don't want? That sounds like a personal problem. But you got to stop jumping into saying that everybody going and getting all these asmortions, or that they don't have the physical ability to have kids. You know how disrespectful that is to women who really can't have kids? It's very disrespectful. It's very disrespectful, right? And it's just so sad that y'all are grown women who can't even control your own body. And it's funny because 1 minute it's your body, your choice. And then when you don't want to take responsibility for laying up with losers and getting pregnant, then all of a sudden he trapped you and you had no control over what was going on. And,
Exactly.
you
Come
know,
on.
you go into child mode where you just this helpless little child and somebody took advantage of you and you had no say-so in the process. Right? Because you couldn't have been on no birth control or anything.
Or
And
even
you can say
contraceptives.
I was on birth control, condom busted. That ain't usually what happened with y'all. Stop it. Right? Stop it. Stop the games. But again, stop jumping left field just because you hear a woman ain't got no kids, all right? And if you love your kids so much, love your kids and stop being mad because women bragging about not having kids. Because guess what? One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to brag about not having no kids because I don't want them. And I'm going to brag about it. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
And let's be real, some of these moms leaving comments, they sound a little bitter, if I may. Like, is it really about child-free women? Or are you just mad because they get to sleep in on weekends? Like, could that be what it is? Because I'm not understanding where this whole bitterness is coming from. I have a child. I love him to the moon and back. But is it an easy journey? It's really not an easy journey. And there's some people here that cannot handle that. And they've thought to themselves, I don't think I can handle this. I'd rather just stay child-free. That's okay.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up. This whole child-free versus people with kids conversation should have been wrapped up 3 to 5 business days ago, but it's okay. We can go ahead and wrap it up now because it's doing the most and it's crossing the line, okay? We're not going to do that here. But these are the last couple of things I do have to say on the situation. Number one, it's giving women versus women again. It's giving women versus women, and y'all already know how I feel about women being our greatest covert ops, okay? Because remember that trend a couple of months ago where women came out and said they had kids and they had lost their spark, and here came a whole group of women, hijacked their trend and said, I didn't lose my spark, I'm still so beautiful, all the men still love me. It's giving women who have centered men are still upset at the women who have chosen to decenter men. Let's just call it what it is, okay? Number two, y'all need to open a dictionary and try to look at the definition of lineage versus legacy, because your argument that they don't have a legacy is crazy when half of y'all kids are on the streets being cretins, okay? Number three, for the women who have asked me why not have children, you have heard every possible argument there is out there and they are all correct, but there's one thing that y'all are missing: the perpetual state of anxiety. Don't do it.
I mean, this whole debate is exposing a bigger issue. Like she said, it's giving women against women. I mean, women are constantly being judged for their life choices. You have kids, problem. You don't have kids, problem. Like, people always have things to say about a woman's life decision. Because there's this lady I used to know when I was growing up. She actually wasn't in a relationship. She wasn't even in a marriage. She didn't have any kids. And people were always looking at her like a loser. How is she a loser? Now, this woman has made it big in her career. She's living comfortably. Even though I didn't get to relate to her on a personal level, watching these videos, I'm starting to realize that she just did not want to have kids. And why can't that be okay? Why can't some people respect other people's life choices?
Am I a mom? Yes. Do I love my kid more than life itself? Do I like being a mom? Yes, to my kid. Do I like motherhood?
Absolutely not. Will I do it again if I knew what I knew now? Never. Okay? So those girls that 21 young kids, I love this trend. I applaud y'all. Y'all are doing the daggone thing, okay? Don't have them kids. It's stressful. But there's one thing that y'all are doing that I don't like. There's one mistake. Just one mistake. You guys are explaining yourselves. You don't need to give anybody a reason as to why you don't want kids. You don't have to explain yourself to anybody. Wear that badge proudly.
Why are some moms taking this like a personal attack?
You can tell who actually decided what they wanted for themselves, and the ones that just did something to be doing something because they thought they was gonna get a certain outcome. Because I fear that the childless women are correct. The women with the children, some of you did not want them kids. Y'all did not want them babies. Y'all did not want them babies. Now, I don't know what you wanted. I don't know if it was the attention, the man, I don't know. I don't know what you wanted, but it's certainly, you did not want to be a mother. Because as someone who is a mother, I can 110% tell you that when I see childless people living their life, I don't feel any type of way because they made their decision and I have made mine. It does not make me feel any type of way. And to see the way that some of you with children are reacting, it's very clear and apparent that that's not something that you wholeheartedly wanted to embrace. I don't know what it was, but it's not something that you just really wanted to do because it doesn't give that. It doesn't give like, this is what I wanted. It doesn't give that.
She's really correct because, I mean, I'm seeing this trend and I'm like, okay, good for you. Like, and I scroll past. I don't have the urge to leave any comment like, you change your mind or who take it. It's not my business at the end of the day, so I just scroll past. But this has really got me thinking, like, why are some moms thinking like this? The truth is, there are some moms who actually regret having kids. And actually, there are some people who regret not having kids, but that's their life. We don't all have to agree, but we should at least respect each other. At the end of the day, being a mom is a life choice. Being child-free is also a life choice. And the only person who has to live with that choice is you. So at the end of the day, let everybody focus on their happiness. Raise your children how you see fit, and let other women do the same. Okay? Alright guys, I've come to the end of the video. Let me know your take on this topic because it has really sparked a lot of debates. Okay, but yes, like I said earlier, let me know your take on this, and yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.